Hey, what is up guys, it's Okra1993 here, and today's video is going to be a new spoiler video, and I will show you the full card list of Circuit Break. And I'm talking about the OCG card list. It is made by 80 cards, and probably in the TCG we will have 100. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoy it. The first card is the Defect Compiler, level 3 Light Cybers. Once per turn, if you take damage from an opponent card effect, place one defect counter on this instead, maximum 1. Once per turn, quick effect, you can remove one defect counter from this card and target one Cybers monster you control against 8 damage of attack until the end of this turn. Then we got the Capacitor Stalker, level 5 Light Cybers. You can only use this effect once per turn. When this card is normal summon, you can target one Cybers monster you control other than this card. The face-up monster gains 8 damage of attack while this monster is face-up on the field. If this card in the monster zone is sent to the graveyard because it was destroyed by a card effect, inflict 800 damage to both players. Then we got the Linking Flyer, level 2 Wind Cybers type. You can only summon, special summon this card once per turn with the way written in this first effect with this card's name. You can special summon this card from your hand to a zone on your field that a link monster on the field points to. So it's an interesting card in my advice. Then we got new Trickstar support, Trickstar Narcist, level 4 Light Fairy type, of course. You can only use this effect once per turn. If your opponent takes effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. Each time your opponent activates a monster effect in their hand or graveyard, inflict 200 to the opponent. Then we got the Dark Angel. When a fairy monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can tribute that monster, then send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one face-up monster you control, change the attack target to that monster you control. And if you do, for the rest of this turn, it gains attack equal to the Tribute Fair monster's original attack, if the Tribute Fair monster's original attack is higher than 0. Then we got the Gouki Headbutt, level 2 Earth Warrior type. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can send one other Gouki monster from your hand to the graveyard, then target one Gouki monster you control, special summon this card from your hand in defense position, and if you do, the targeted monster gains 8 damage of attack until the end of this turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Gouki card from your deck to your hand except itself. Then we got the Gateway Dragon. If your opponent controls a link monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Dark Dragon type monster from your hand. Then we got the Sniffer Dragon, level 2 Dark Dragon. If this card is normal special summon, you can add one Sniffing Dragon from your deck to your hand. Quite good. Then we got the Anesvaret Dragon. You can only use this effect once per turn. When a link monster's effect is activated by targeting this card on the field, you can destroy this card and choose one face-up monster on the field, and if you do, it cannot attack. Also, it has its effects negated. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed and sent there from the field this turn, you can special summon one Barret monster from your deck, except this one. Auto Barret Dragon, same archetype. When a link monster's effect is activated by targeting this card on the field, you can destroy this card and send one spell trap on the field to the graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed and sent this turn, you can special summon one Varret monster from your deck except itself. Then the Magnuvarret Dragon. You can only use this effect once per turn. When a Link's monster is activated by targeting this card on the field, you can destroy this card and send one monster on the field to the graveyard. So they are almost the same. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent this turn and destroyed this turn, you can special summon one Varret monster from your deck except itself. Altergeist Marionetter, another interesting archetype, new archetype here. You can only use this effect once per turn. When this card is normal summon, you can set one Altergeist trap card directly from your deck. You can target one Altergeist card you control and one Altergeist monster in your graveyard, send the first target to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon the second target from the graveyard. So you can basically change the two of them. Altergeist Sliquitus, you can only use this effect once per turn. You can return one other Altergeist card you control to the hand, then target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Altergeist trap card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Then the Altergeist Melusic. This card can attack directly with 500, okay. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target one card your opponent controls, send it to the graveyard. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one Altergeist monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. Altergeist Quarianak. Some strange names here. When an opponent's monster declares an attack and you control an Altergeist card, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, negate that attack. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up card you control, your opponent controls, sorry. It has its effects negated by this card while this card is face-up on the field. Crawler's Spine is a flip effect monster. You can target one monster on the field, destroy the monster. If this face-up card leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect while its owner controls it, you can special summon 2 crawler monsters with different names except itself from the deck in face down defense position, so you can activate once again the flip effects, because these crawlers they all got flip effects. And the same is for the Exxon. You can target one spell trap card on the field, destroy it, and if this card leaves the field, you can special summon 2 crawler with different names from the deck in face down defense position, so basically the same. It's a nice effect in my advice. Then we got the Glia, another crawler. If you flip it, you can special summon in face-up attack position or face-down defense position a crawler monster from your hand or graveyard except itself. If this face-up card leaves the field, you can again special summon 2 crawler from the deck with different names in face-down defense position. Then we got the Receptor. If you flip it, you can add one crawler monster from the deck to your hand, and the second effect is the same of the others. Then we got the Rambier. If you flip it, you can target up to 2 crawler monsters in your graveyard and add them to the hand, and the second effect is always the same. Then we got the Dendrite. If you flip it, you can send one monster from your deck to the graveyard. And then we got the World Legacy World Armor. You can only use this effect once per turn. When a monster is flipped summon, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is really generic and nice. If this card is normal special summon, you can add one World Legacy card from the deck to your hand. If this card was normal summon or set, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that was special summoned from the extra deck. Return both that monster and this card to the hand. And this card is really nice in my advice, because you're able to special summon it from the hand when a monster is flipped, and then you can take this card back to your hand so you can special summon it once again in the next turn. And moreover, you can add one War Legacy card from your deck to your hand when this card is summoned. Then we got the Metaphys Ragnarok, really similar to the old Ragnarok dragon, if you remember it. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is normal special summon, you can banish exactly 3 cards from the top of your deck, and if you do, this card will gain 300 attack for each Metaphys card banished by this effect. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can special summon one level 5 or higher Metaphys monster from your deck, but is banished during the next turn's end phase. Then we got the Metaphys Daedalus, really nice artwork. If this card is special summoned by Metaphys monster effect, you can banish all face-up special summon monsters on the field other than this card, so really nice removal. Once per turn, during the standby phase, if this card is banished because it was banished last turn, you can shuffle this card into the deck, banish one Metaphys card from the deck except this one. Then we got the Nephitis, another Metaphys. If this card is special summoned by a Metaphys monster effect, you can banish all face down spell trap cards on the field. Once per turn during the standby phase, if this card is banished because it was banished last turn, you can shuffle this card into the deck and add one Metaphys card from the deck to your hand, but not this one. Then we got the Tyrant Dragon. If this card was special summoned by Metaphys monster effect, it's unaffected by trap effects, and once per battle phase, if it attacks a monster and the attack is not negated, you can make a second attack in a row. Once per turn, if it's banished, you can special summon one Metaphys monster from your hand, but banish it in the next turn's end phase. Then we got the Executor, really scary. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 5 cards, 5 Metaphys cards of course, with different names among the face-up cards on your field and or in your graveyard. This card on the field cannot be destroyed by and cannot be banished by card effects. Once per turn, if your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can target one of your banished Metaphys monsters, special summon it, but banish it during the next turn's end phase. Then we got the Mermaid support, already talked about this. It's not really nice at the end. You can discard this card, then target one water monster you control, destroy one water monster from your hand or face up from your field other than that target, and if you do that target gains attack and defense equal to the original attack and defense of the destroyed monster until the end of this turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw one card, then discard one card. So this is bad because actually they cannot activate the Atlanteans effects. They cannot trigger. You can trigger the Abyss Gun with this effect, of course, but not the Atlanteans, so I don't know how much this card is good. Then we got the Fire King Avatar Ganesha, also talked about that previously. Same for the Mechaphantom Beast Raiden, nothing so special. Then we got the Accumulator, this is the same of the Calculator, this kind of card. This card gains 300 of attack for each Link Arrow on Link monsters on the field. Then we got Soldier Dragon. Once per turn, when your opponents activate a card or effect, you can special summon one level 2 or lower dragon monster from your deck. Duck Dropper, really nice, I already talked about this in my previous video. The same for the conjoined bird rendering with a nice artwork. Then we got the Reactant. Wow, such a nice name. You can only use this effect once per turn, and it's a flip effect. Each player takes 1 stack of damage. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, inflict another stack damage to your opponent. Then we got the Ama no Iwato. Cannot be special summoned. Monster effects cannot be activated except spirit monsters. So it's a floodgate. It's a level 4. It's nice. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summon or flip face up this turn, return this card to the hand. Why it has to have this effect? Why? It literally ruins the card. Then we got the Whirlwind Machine's Triborg, level 5 machine. To tribute summon this card face up, return the tribute monster to the hand instead of sending it to the graveyard. Nice. Once per turn, you can discard one card, return to the hand all cards your opponent controls in the same column as this card. So it's not bad. It's not bad. Then we got the Strulo Dread of the Dead Drake. The Strulo Dread of the Dead Drake. Wow. Such an alliteration. Level 7, Dark Dragon. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can pay half of your life points, then target one level 6 or lower monster you control. Special summon this card, but if you do, this face-up card loses levels equals to the level of the target. Also place this face-up card on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. Okay. Elemental Grace Doriado, so a new Doriado based card. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summon from your hand by having 6 or more different attributes among the monsters in both graveyards. Luckily it is in both graveyards because you need to have 6 or more different attributes, which is not so easy. This card will gain 500 of attack and defense for each different attribute among the monsters in both graveyards. If your opponent will special summon a monsters, you can banish 3 monsters from your graveyard, negate the special summon if you do destroy the monsters. I don't know what to say about this card, it's really weird. Then we got the Nimble Beaver. This card actually may see a lot of play in Mermaids or in other water-based deck. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 3 or lower Nimble monster from your deck or graveyard. And these can do crazy combos, really. Then we got the Muscling Medic. if a player would take battle damage from attack involving this card, that player will gain the amount of life points instead. Okay. And it's a huge bit stick, level 4.